Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lorraine Alternative Homesteading on September 24, 2024. It's raining cats and dogs here in eastern Kentucky. But I received a really nice letter all the way from Germany. I love receiving handwritten letters. It's so much fun. And I love the stamps. The stamps are so pretty. Let's see if I can show you these stamps. Let's see, without showing my address. Here you go. But anyway, so this is a targeted female in Germany. And for all of you newcomers, this is a global, worldwide, despicable program. It's better or worse in some cities and states and counties across the United States. I've had a subscriber who travels through various states, and he said every time he travels through Kentucky, it's really bad. So I can attest to the fact that it's pretty bad here. I mean, the people are, how can I say, lunatics. They're depraved lunatics. They're envious, jealous, greedy, and they have no morals or values or decency about them, and they lie. So anyway, this comes all the way from Germany, name unmentioned. She writes, Dear Lorraine, it's like you wrote on one of your comments, the list is endless. Please don't mention me online, since those mad criminals here are still free on the street. This life we as TIs God have isn't the one that we would have I can't read some of the decided, chosen freely. Here I just lived 9 weeks and a day in a hotel after my bathroom was flooded from the laundry machine. A neighbor, one who doesn't think I'm mad, asked me if it was manipulation. I said no, but meanwhile, I wouldn't be sure about it. I couldn't be sure about it. And you know what? A lot of times, it is manipulated. They're trying to force you out, create chaos. They've done it to me. They've done it to so many of you guys who've shared stories. That she said, well, I wouldn't be sure about it. The hotel was just 2 houses away, and she was glad, having some insurance, and soon she was there. In my room, the break-ins were beginning. So here she is. She's forced out of her apartment because of the laundry machine, goes to a hotel, and then the break-ins are beginning. Someone waylaid in the dark behind a wall in black clothes and a hood. In the last days, someone rampaged. Let me just, there are multiple pages here. Rampaged late in the evening on my room door, where the whole door was shaking, but it stayed in the frame. It was a nice little hotel, and it might be that another guest asked there what was going on, since on the following days they were putting dew tech into the small side entrance. Then in July, I went to a hearing at the prosecution. So that is their courts. I brought a few damaged items with me and saw the filled box with all of my notifications. First, the prosecutor seemed a bit annoyed. In the end, he took a deep breath and told me, quote unquote, I believe you. It's also a very time-killing and expensive matter. It's unbelievable, but allegedly, the legislator has no possibility for an intervention. It would be different if I get them in front of a camera in the flat. I'm for sure living in a monitored, let me just turn the page again, there's multiple pages here. Living in a monitored and tried small cameras in the last flat. A weakness, if one could tell it is a weakness, is that I'm not very talented with tech. Neither am I. The property management here doesn't care about the break-ins. As often, people who have no idea about the truth, but a big mouth, should go up to a doctor for getting any advice. After their one bedroom, after this, I became also unfriendly. All is bad enough. After this nonsense with telling me to go to a doctor, I also got told that I shouldn't exaggerate it, or otherwise I need to seek a new flat. So here she is, she's telling the truth about something, and they're gaslighting her, telling her that, somewhat like she's delusional, go to a doctor, and if you continue to speak about it, we're going to kick you out of your flat, your apartment. She got the last photos I sent. Even if she's not interested. So she sent photos of the damage and the proof and stuff, because she wanted to prove what was happening. These criminals are not just damaging my belongings, but also in the bathroom, and here in the kitchen, on the floor. And it should look like it should look like I was it, but all of my life I did not do a lot of damaging. Okay, so, and they intend to do this. They want it to appear as if you're not caring for your belongings. They want to make it appear as if you're dysfunctional. They want to make it appear as if you're disheveled and unkempt because they're destroying your clothing. They're destroying your belongings because they want other people to think that you don't care for yourself. And also, they want you to feel badly about yourself. Because if they're damaging all of your clothing and that's all you've got to wear and it doesn't look nice and you're accustomed to dressing nicely, well, it's uncomfortable. They want you to be somebody that you're not. Evil, like them. She says, I'll never get this into my brain. How someone is such a bad person doing all this. That brings suffering and problems to another. Also violence against items, which shouldn't leave direct marks on a target. One would think they've got pudding. This is a language area issue. They've got pudding. There were others. Others are having a break. But everything through watching and tech can be plaused well. By the way, I'm not allowed by law to put in a small camera into the stairs that show, just to my entrance door. I tried it once and it got switched off. So she wants to install a small camera by her door, I guess by the stairs where people would be entering her flat, and they won't permit it. So she tried it once and they switched it off. And yes, they can do that. Anything that's technology, they can kill it, they can switch it off, they can break it. It looks like my two neighbors above me don't want to believe that not just that my door is easy to open. Without the help of the responsible authorities, it looks hopeless. The prosecutor told me, and he's in our age group, that in his professional life, without telling me too much, He just had one similar case. Now this is number 2. Later I asked myself, how many targeted people went into suicide or were unalived directly? People, neighbors, like from hell. So many stupid people, she says. Lorraine, it is more than time that the vandalism on your property stops. Speaking out makes it even more wild sometimes, but keeping silent brings them even more opportunities. All the best to you and your animals. I can't tell you who it is, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I apologize for the misinterpreting of handwriting and the language gap. You know, actually your English is spectacular. I mean, I don't know another language, and even if I did, I certainly wouldn't be able to write it. But thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to write all of this out. And well, we're going to share it online here. And anybody that has any questions in the comments, please leave them down below. We've got a lot of newcomers, new targeted people. Just know that this is a worldwide program. It is affecting people wherever you go. They force you into moving for multiple reasons, okay? First of all, the longer you stay somewhere, the longer you can debunk all the lies that they've told about you in the community. Because if you're only going to stay somewhere a year or 2 years, they can pretty much get away with telling all the lies that they want and not being able to dispute them. But when you're living somewhere like 5 years, 5.5 years like me, I can pretty much debunk any nonsense that my neighbors talk about me about. I call them out on it. On Neighborhood Wars on A&E, April 11, 2023. So it's really important to stay the course, subscribers, and don't give in to these bullies. If you want to move, that's another story. If you have to move, that's another story. But just know that, you know, moving can be tedious and time-consuming and expensive. And unless you think you're going to be moving to a better situation, like a better state, whatever, you know, the targeting is going to pick up wherever you move. But if you're in a better home, if you've got less property, like I want to get out of this much property, it's just more for them to vandalize, right? So, and with apartments, you never know what apartment you're going to have. You're going to have people moving in around you, but maybe if you can get an end apartment where you're not completely surrounded, or a top apartment, or an apartment on the first floor where you only have people above you and not below you. If you're on a corner, you don't have people surrounding your apartment, you know, only on one side. So just thoughts on that. You know, of course, for financial reasons, if you're moving because you have a better deal or a larger space, or you have something better that you're interested in, then certainly you should move. But anyway, again, this was testimony about the harassment, the setups, and that at least there in Germany, this one particular judge who's of our generation, my generation, you know, age 50s and 60s, you know, back in the day, these were not cases that judges saw. But now it appears as if this judge has now seen 2 such cases. Our subscriber here, and then one other person. So, and he believed her. And this is wonderful, because that is really important, especially if you've got a judge that you're standing before. And even if the judge believes you, like here locally, it's just a kangaroo court, you know. The judge absolutely believes what's happening here, because they're all complicit. So, anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. I hope everybody's doing well. Remember to hit the thumbs up. Feel free to share, comment down below, and I will talk to you soon.